Hello, this is Debra Cohen, Walking the Land of the Bible, a Judeo-Christian America podcast. Thank you for listening. Hello, friends, and welcome. I am Debra Cohen, author of the upcoming book Judeo-Christian America, releasing July 4th in celebrations of America's 250th birthday. Today, I'd like to talk about something that has the power to transform the way people read the Bible, understand history, and relate to one another. It's the experience of walking the land where so much of the Bible took place. For many Christians, the Bible is primarily experienced through sermons, Bible studies, podcasts, and personal growth. For many Jews, the stories of the Hebrew Bible are deeply connected to the land of Israel and the generations who have lived there. But something remarkable happens when people stand in the places where these stories unfolded. The Bible suddenly becomes more than words on a page. It becomes geography. It becomes history. It becomes personal. Today, we'll explore the significance of Judea and Samaria, the heartland of biblical history, and discuss how educational encounters between Christians and Jews can build understanding, friendship, and respect. When you think about Israel, they immediately think of Jerusalem, and understandably so. Jerusalem is one of the most important cities in the world. But many people don't realize that much of biblical history occurred in the hills and valleys surrounding Jerusalem, in regions historically known as Judea, Samaria. These regions contain locations associated with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Joshua, Samuel, David, and many other biblical figures. In fact, a large percentage of the geographical locations mentioned in the Hebrew Bible are found within these areas. When people visit these locations, the stories they have read for years begin to take on a new dimension. Distances become real. Terrain becomes real. The challenges faced by biblical figures becomes easier to understand. One begins to see the Bible not only as sacred literature, but also as a record of people living in actual places. That experience can be profoundly moving, as it was for me in 1999. One of the themes of Judeo-Christian America, my book, is that relationships grow through encounters. Misunderstanding often grows where there is distance. Understanding grows where people meet one another. Throughout history, Jews and Christians have shared many biblical texts while interpreting them very differently. There have been periods of cooperation. There have also been periods of misunderstanding and tension. Yet, in recent decades, many people have sought ways to build stronger relationships based on mutual respect. One avenue has been educational travel. Another has been service projects. Still another has been opportunities to learn directly from one another. When people spend time together, stereotypes often begin to disappear. Human beings become people rather than categories. That may be one of the most important lessons of all. Let's take a station break, and I will be right back. Okay. I never expected my life to become a memoir. I gotta move a little longer, and I will be much stronger. And I'm running hard and free to be me, to be me. My body glide. finally came, I could barely breathe from the excitement. The stage lights hit my face, warm and golden. I strapped on my Les Paul, the same one I still own, and we launched into Take It Easy, Take It Easy. Follow if you believe pain can become purpose. And this is Debra Cohen. If you're enjoying today's conversation, I invite you to learn more about my upcoming book, Judeo-Christian America, releasing July 4th, 2026. My book explores the historical connections between Jewish and Christian communities in America and asks how we might build stronger relationships in the future through understanding, respect, and shared moral responsibility. Check it out, JudeoChristianAmerica.com. Let's continue now with the story. Let's talk about agriculture for a moment. At first glance, vineyards may seem like an unusual topic for a discussion about Jewish-Christian relationships. But vineyards occupy a significant place through Scripture. The vine appears repeatedly as a symbol of blessing, cultivation, stewardship, and peace. The prophets frequently used agricultural imagery. So did Jesus. The rhythm of planting, tending, pruning, and harvesting became part of the language through which spiritual truths were communicated. Throughout the centuries, people living in the land of Israel have continued agricultural traditions that connect modern life to ancient history. Visitors who participate in educational agricultural experiences often discover that they are learning much more than farming techniques. They are learning about culture, history, faith, community, and daily life. Working side by side with others creates opportunities for conversation that rarely happen in formal settings. One learns through shared experience, and shared experience often builds trust. Trust is something America desperately needs today, not only between Jews and Christians, but between neighbors, communities, generations, and people who disagree with one another. Perhaps one reason I wrote my book, Judeo-Christian America, is because I believe trust is rebuilt person by person, conversation by conversation, relationship by relationship. Think about it. One of the most powerful experiences travelers often describe is reading a biblical passage while standing in a location connected to that story. A familiar text suddenly feels different, and I can vouch from experience. A hillside becomes more than a hillside. A valley becomes more than a valley. History feels tangible, whether the approach to the Bible is from a Jewish perspective, a Christian perspective, or simply a historical perspective. These experiences often create a deeper appreciation for the people, places, and events that shaped the biblical world. And that appreciation frequently leads to curiosity. Curiosity leads to questions. Questions lead to learning. Learning leads to understanding. And understanding often leads to greater respect. Something that we all truly need. You're listening to Walking the Land of the Bible. As America approaches its 250th birthday, I believe one of the greatest challenges we face is learning how to see one another as neighbors rather than adversaries. That's a central theme of my upcoming book, Judeo-Christian America, available July 4th. Now let's return to today's program. And again, you're listening to Debra Cohen. Before we conclude, I'd like to reflect on what's happening when people return home from meaningful educational experiences. The journey does not end at the airport. In many ways, it begins there. People return with stories, photographs, questions, insights, and often a renewed appreciation for the complexity of history and faith. They share what they learned with friends and family and congregations and communities. They become bridges between worlds that too often remain separated by distance or misunderstanding. That idea of bridge building lies at the heart of Judeo-Christian America. The book is not about eliminating differences. Differences will always exist. Nor is it about convincing everyone to believe exactly the same things. It's about cultivating respect, curiosity, listening, and friendship. The future of America will not be determined solely by politics, economics, or technology. It will also be shaped by our ability to understand one another, to work together, to learn together, and to recognize the humanity and dignity of those around us. Experiences that bring people together around shared learning and shared service can play a valuable role in that process. They remind us that real people are often far more interesting and far more relatable than stereotypes we encounter from a distance. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday this year, perhaps each one of us can ask, how can I become a bridge builder? How can I learn from someone whose experience differs from my own? How can I contribute to greater understanding in my community? Those questions may be small, but history often changes because ordinary people ask important questions and then choose to act with kindness, humility, and courage. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, continue learning, listening, continue building bridges, and continue seeking wisdom. I am Debra Cohen. God bless you. And God bless America. You can check out this website for an opportunity to serve in Israel. serveisrael.com. Again, that is serveisrael.com. And if you'd like to explore travel to Israel or anywhere in the country or the world, check out my husband's website, mavenmartytravels.com. Again, mavenmartytravels.com. And don't forget to check out my website, DebraCohenMusic.com, and my books, DebraCohenBooks.org, and this book website, JudeoChristianAmerica.com. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share it with a fellow American that loves this country still.
Hey everyone, I'm in New York City walking toward the July 4th celebration for America 250. The energy is incredible, so many flags and people. This is for America's 250th. It's so inspiring.
Hello, this is Debra Cohen. There is a fascinating historical movement many Americans have never heard about called political Hebraism. For centuries, Europeans and early American thinkers studied the Hebrew Bible for wisdom about government, liberty, law, and civic order. Some even viewed ancient Israel as a model for balancing freedom with moral responsibility under God. This did not mean America became ancient Israel, but it does mean biblical ideas helped influence Western political thought far more deeply than many people realize today. Understanding this history helps us better understand America itself. Our nation was shaped by many streams of influence, including Enlightenment philosophy and Hebrew moral tradition. Both mattered, and both remain important to understanding who we are today. This is one of the historical themes in my upcoming book, Judeo-Christian America. God bless you, and God bless America. I was born into a strict Catholic family where I learned to flinch before a hand was even raised. I spent my childhood waiting for a punishment I didn't understand. So I ran. I traded the pews for music college and the hymnals for a rock band in Boston. My life became a spiritual journey, one that I share with you. Debra Cohen, music, books, and merch. Thanks for listening.